New patch, minor patch 0.28.1 just came out like a few minutes ago, so we're going to talk about that right now. So first things first, taking a slap here with a minor patch, slapping you all with some balance adjustments and some bug fixes. This update will go live on Tuesday, March 23rd from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. PST. Servers will be down for roughly 3 hours. Character changes. So again, like this is going to be a minor patch, pretty short, you know, mostly just balance stuff. No like major system changes, mostly just some balance stuff. So let's get right into it with some character balance changes. Nadine. Oh, so actually, before we get to that, as the season comes to an end, we're not going to be making any large-scale adjustments with this patch. Just want you to finish up your ranked games and have fun with it. We are including some adjustments for characters that weren't really in line with the rest of the cast, but the biggest changes will be reserved for next week. Nadine. Her E, Monkey Wire, the duration will be increased from 6 seconds to 8, so you have a longer time to reactivate that mobility skill. It also lets you sort of like put it out in a fight and still get like the full use out of it. Rather than just being 6 seconds of an attack speed increase, you're gonna get 8 seconds instead. So it's kind of a nice little buff for Nadine, which I think is fine. I don't think Nadine is particularly weak at the moment, but this is really like not a huge buff. It's more of a quality of life thing, which is fine. Lennox changes. Recoil Q damage proportional to max HP is being increased from 6.5 up to 7 at rank 1, and from 8.5 up to 9% at max rank. So basically, just buffing her Q max HP damage in general, which is probably fine because Lennox needs a buff. A slight one, but a buff nonetheless. Razi. Dual wield. The second bullet damage is being increased. Korea believes that Razi is not in the best spot at the moment. We've talked to, or a lot of the NA scene has like been talking back and forth with the Korean more competitive groups of people over there, and yeah, they all kind of feel like Razi's kind of weak, which is funny because NA thinks Razi's pretty damn strong, and I'm kind of on the same, you know, boat as them. But they're going to be buffing Razi. Her second bullet attack power, slightly stronger, not a whole lot stronger, but just slightly stronger. Luke. Across every tier, Luke has a high pick rate. His win rate is fairly average, but it is higher in lower tiers. Well, that is so far 100% correct, and in regions with higher than average latency. Yeah, Luke is not as good as everyone thinks he is. He's pretty overrated in general. His attack power is being decreased. Elbow grease is W. The CC reduction is being decreased from 20% down to 15%. There's a little more counterplay against him with CC. Pressure washer, his R, is going to be dealing less damage overall because right now it is actually doing a ton of damage. Oh my god. If you land that Luke R, it does so much damage. Cooldown being decreased as well, so you can sort of just throw it out more often, but it's going to be doing a little bit less damage. Not even a huge nerf, just like some small changes, and really hurting that early game a little bit by lowering that base attack power. Magnus, his E, the stun duration is being decreased from 1.5 seconds to 1.3, but the cooldown is being lowered at later ranks to compensate. This is kind of just a Magnus nerf across the board, and it's kind of breaking my heart as a Magnus player. I think the 1.5 second stun was extremely long, and in team modes, it was problematic. But, man, it hurts. It hurts to see Magnus nerfs right now, because he is not the strongest character, just in general, especially in solos. Bernice. Okay, so these are the much anticipated Bernice changes. His price is being lowered. The attack power is going down from 30 to 25. So like his base attack power. His movement speed also being decreased from 3.2 down to 3.15. 3.2 is already pretty high as far as base speeds in this game go, especially for range characters. Leg shot is cute. Attack power is being decreased. The ratio is being decreased. Slow amounts of rooted enemies is going to be decreased. Same at rank 1, but it's a lot lower at rank 5, going from 70% down to 50%. Slow duration is also being decreased from 3 seconds down to 2, and the cooldown is also getting a nerf, going from 7 to 8 seconds at rank 1, 5 to 6 seconds at rank 5. So overall, just kind of big sweeping nerfs to his Q so far. What else is being changed? Full hold trap is W. The time until it activates is being increased from 0.7 seconds up to 1 second. The rooted duration is being decreased from 1.5 seconds down to 1 second. Time until an enemy is able to be rooted again is being changed from 3 seconds down to 4 seconds, or up to 4 seconds. And he can set way less traps. So we're seeing some pretty sweeping nerfs overall to Bernice. Also, Falconry, his E. The movement speed increase towards marked targets is being decreased at later ranks, but it's a little bit higher at earlier ranks, going from 10 up to 12. And explosive bullet, his R, the damage dealt with explosions. Wait, what? Oh, damage dealt with the explosion is going from... The base amount is the same, but the ratio is being decreased from 70% down to 50%. So that is sort of it for Bernice. Basically just overall across the board nerfs. The funny thing is, the nerf I expected more than anything is not here. Like, yeah, I expected some changes to, you know, chaining the roots, and that came. But the nerf I was really expecting was damage dealt in duos and squads. I was 1000% confident that he was going to get a hit to his damage dealt in duos and squads, and that just didn't come. And I'm kind of confused, because I feel like every character comes with that change after their second patch. Oh, it's later. They moved it? Hold on. My chat is telling me it is later. Where? Oh, it's here now? Oh, okay, so they've separated it. It's in its own section now. All right, well, we'll go into that later. Okay, so apparently, boom, there it is. Exactly, almost exactly the numbers we expected to. Sweet. Bernice, that's it. Cicella, yes, she's getting higher base max HP, and the cast diameter Q is going down from 0.12 seconds down to 0.1. Little tiny Cicella buff that I really appreciate, because honestly, this has been one of her biggest issues for the longest time, is her base max HP is garbage. It's in fact I'm pretty sure the lowest in the game, and it's way lower than like every other caster in the game. She has pathetic base HP, and this isn't much of an increase, but it's something, so I'll take it. Sylvia changes. Following the nerfs last week, we expected a larger decrease in the performance for the Swift Racer to get her in line. She's still above average in higher tiers, so we're adjusting her a touch more. Attack power per level is going from 2.5. Hold on, my music's really loud for some reason. Going from 2.5 down to 2.2. Lumia Grand Prix, her passive is gonna be, wait, fuel cost? Or maybe, I assume that's the fuel you get back from entering a new zone, maybe. Gonna be decreased slightly at all ranks by 2. And Shift Gear, her R, the extra normal attack damage after getting down off the bike is being decreased from 100. Oh no, sorry, it's the same at rank 1, but it's scaling down at ranks 2 and 3, losing 25% at rank 2 and losing 50% at rank 3. Pretty significant nerfs. Adela changes. Adela started off really strong, but the nerfs may have affected her a bit too much. Hell yes, they did. We're going to try and adjust, and we're going to try and bring her back up to speed, especially with her early game. A little bit more base defense, a little bit less SP regen? Because she gets a lot from Mistleton anyways, so I guess that's not really a big issue. Base SP going up by 20. Her passive, going to be getting a little bit more attack power per attack speed at the higher ranks. Promotion, her Q pawn damage is going up by flat 10 in all ranks, which is pretty good. Queen damage is going up by quite a lot, actually. Oh my god. Flat 10 at rank 1, but up to a flat 50 additional at rank 5. Mia's, what's got you so bothered, man? I'm curious. Castling. Her E, cooldown. It's going to be decreased by a flat 2 at the early ranks, but it's the same at max rank. So just slight buffs for Adela. Pretty decent. Honestly, this might even put her back to a viable state, but I'm not really sure. No, Yanicho, you're misunderstanding. Adela started off really strong and then got like slammed with gigantic fucking nerfs over and over and over. So yes, now she has to recover with some buffs. Please understand. She's not in a good spot right now. She's probably the weakest character in the game. No Kathy nerfs has him in shambles. What? That doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't he want Kathy buffs, not Kathy nerfs? Or is he one of those like masochistic mains that just complain about their main all the time? Those people are weird. Anyway, Aya. There's some disparity between upper and lower tiers of Aya's. Steady Shot was dealing a bit too much damage, or a bit too much work with full amp, especially at lower tiers. I kind of agree with that. Double Shot Q is going to be dealing more damage at max rank. Damn. That Q doing even more damage. Pretty crazy. Steady Shot, the W, is going to be dealing less damage overall though. Losing flat scaling amount, going from 22 down to 20 at rank 1, and going from 110 down to 100 at rank 5. The scaling is about the same though. Oh, Axpix, no problem, man. Happy to hear it. Jackie, Leaping Strike, her E. Gonna have a longer cooldown, thank god. The skill is obnoxious. Heart is gonna get a little bit more defense, going from 22 up to 25. Now, weapon changes. That's it for character changes. Honestly, like, I kind of don't really disagree with any of these character changes. I think they're all kind of fine. Yeah, I kind of agree with the Razi being the weirdest one. I personally don't think Razi needs a lot of buffs. The Korean server does not value Razi as a character that much right now, so I don't know, man. Like, that's just a server difference, right? Like, we'll see. I personally think she's fine. I think she's actually super strong at the moment. Anyway, weapon changes. Pistol, moving reload, is going to give you less movement speed at all ranks, losing 5% at rank 1 and 10% at rank 2. Cooldown is also going to be increased by 5 seconds at rank 1, but no change at rank 2. Kel, a little bit less damage, but a little bit more vision range, losing 5 attack power and gaining 1 vision range. Electron Blaster, gaining 2 ENAD, because the nerfs to it probably hit it to the point where most people just like don't want to build it outside of Razi. Razi's like the only person who actually wants Electron Blaster anymore. Glove changes. Let's see, glove changes. Uppercut, his D skill, the range is being, or sorry, the D skill is being increased from 0.7 meters up to 1.0 meter. Cooldown to be decreased. Wait a second, what? Glove skill's down to a 12-second cooldown from 15? What on earth? And more extra damage. Did we really need to buff glove skill? And why are we buffing Imperial Silk Gloves? What? Okay. Did this need to happen? Correct me if I'm wrong, but both of the glove characters are in fantastic shape at the moment. Like, legitimately top tier contenders. I don't really get this, and they're already slamming Imperial Silk Gloves. It's not like Silk Gloves were bad or anything. They were already insanely powerful. 88 attack power, plus all these extra stats on uppercut, and like a lower cooldown too. That's a 12-second cooldown on that thing. Because everyone's gonna be a Dylan main after this. Jesus. Ah, man. Pretty crazy change. Dagger change. Damascus Steel Thorn, the attack power, going from 63 up to 66. A little bit of a buff. I didn't really see a lot of this item after they released it, so I wouldn't be surprised. Got a little bit better after that. Axe changes, a little bit less max HP on Santa Muerte, a little bit less attack power on Scythe. Don't really get the axe changes, but I know axe is way more represented in Korea than it is in NA, so I can't really say if that's a region difference or not. Rapier changes. Attack speed per weapon mastery level being decreased. Being decreased from 2.9% down to 2.5%. Durandal getting a little slight love tap there, losing a little bit of vision range and 2 attack power. Joyeuse losing 2 attack power. Sword of Justice losing some SP regen. Mistleton losing just the slightest amount of SP regen, and gaining a little bit of cooldown reduction actually to compensate. That's a pretty big buff to Mistleton. Damn, did Kiara need that? Anyway, Bang Mace. A little bit less skill amp. Hang on, let me check something. Is Bang Mace now at the same spot as Spy Umbrella? It is. They're both at 28 flat amp now. That hurts. Adela needed that? Yeah, but Adela could get buffs in other ways that don't buff Kiara. Like, honestly, we don't need Kiara buffs. Kiara's already, like, pretty damn good. Monkey King Bar, a little bit less attack power because that item was pretty overstated in general. Crossbow changes. Attack speed per weapon mastery level decrease. Ballista, a little bit less attack speed. And Sniper Crossbow, a little bit less vision range. Gobu. Sucks to be a Ballista main, doesn't it? Are you really going to feel 3% attack speed, though? Is that really going to hurt that much? So in my opinion, Spy Umbrella was already greater than Sign Fang Mace. Like, I've already been way more on Spy Umbrella lately, just because I like Bat Skill better on Magnus. I also just like the routing on Spy Umbrella better, even though Fang Mace is a 2-zone, and that's significant, but like the routing, being able to route Tachyon with the Spy Umbrella just felt really good. So that's why Spy Umbrella's just been a little bit better. But like, why are we nerfing... Why are we nerfing Magnus and also nerfing Magnus's weapon? Like, did Magnus need nerfs? Is anyone sitting there going like, yeah, Magnus, we should really nerf Magnus? Like, maybe if you exclusively look at team modes, you would think that, but like, who needs Magnus nerfs? You think Bernice will still be good? Yeah, sure, why not? Like, I mean, the changes weren't that significant. People said he was broken, like S tier, needed to be taken out of the game. I'm gonna quit the game because I hate Bernice. And then like he's gonna get like lose 10% on his stats, and people are like, is he shit now? Make up your mind, guys. Like, what is it? Is he broken or is he shit? Which one is it? In my opinion, he'll be fine. I'm not really worried about it. Dual swords. Attack speed per weapon mastery level going up. Why? Why? Why are we buffing Divine Dual Swords? Why are we buffing DS3? Do we need to be buffing Dual Swords? What? Wait, where's the Jackie? Hold on. Is there a Jackie main who wrote these patch notes? What is going on, man? I guess they did nerf Jackie's dash, but still, like, come on, man. We don't need to be buffing Dual Swords. We really don't. Shuriken. Chakram. This is just the one that eventually... Hang on, where is it? It's somewhere in Wind and Fire Wheels, but where is it in Wind and Fire Wheels? It's like the second to last one, right? No, it's Dharma Chakram. Who gives a shit about Chakram? Honestly, who cares about Chakram? Like, you can't even 2-zone it. No, you can 1-zone it. Okay, maybe that's why. Maybe? I don't know. Who actually cares about Chakram though? Chakram losing 8 attack power, going from 38 down to 30. Two-handed sword, Mono Hoshisao, gaining 3 attack power. Dane's Leaf going up from 80 up to 83 attack power. Sniper changes, attack 50. This is exactly the nerf I've been predicting all week. I said it's going to lose 10% lifesteal, and that's exactly what happened, down to 20%. And also it's losing some attack power as well. Spear changes, Fangshin Huaji, losing 4 attack power. And Blazing Lance, gaining 3 ENAD. These changes, I'm not stopping to really highlight a lot of these changes because they're kind of just small to the point where it doesn't really matter. And I don't really need to highlight them and say like why these are being changed. Honestly, I really don't. Smokescreen. Little bit less of a movement speed penalty on the players inside of it. At Homecoming NA, cooldown going from 20 seconds up to 30 freaking 5 and 15 seconds up to 20. I officially hate this skill now. Bow, Ancient Bolt, gaining 2 attack power. Was Ancient Bolt really underperforming compared to the other bows? Like, let's look at Twin Bow. I guess there aren't a lot of bows, but it's like Twin Bow, Ancient Bolt. Was Ancient Bolt that much worse than Twin Bow? I don't know, man. I kind of feel like it wasn't, but oh well. Keep out. Sorry, armor changes, chest, keep out. A little bit more, or a little bit less of an SP regen piece, so you can't just sit on it. Fiora mains, I'm looking at you. You can't just sit on it and get infinite mana. Why is Throw getting nerfed again? I'm okay with nerfing Throw. I'm not okay with nerfing Smokescreen. Skill is... whatever. I'll hold that discussion for another time. Dragon Dobok, a little bit less SP regen as well, so can't just use this for, you know, that free mana. Not have to care about your mana. Fiora. Cabana, gaining 4 defense and gaining, losing 2% skill amp. That is kind of a nerf, but yeah, it's just a nerf. 2% spell amp is not really equal to 4 defense in my opinion, so it's a slight nerf to Cabana. Especially since you can get Cabana more consistently, I'm kind of not too surprised by this. How much defense does Queen of Hearts give? Yeah, like 35 sounds right. I can double check for you if you want. Gives you 37. So it's pretty close. Arm changes, leather shield, less attack power, and a little bit more defense. Sheath of Shah Jahan, 2 more attack power. It's broken the curse of 28. It's no longer hard capped at 28 attack power. It's now to 30. And Burnished Aegis is losing 2 attack power but gaining 2 defense. So shifting these stats sort of more defensively instead of offensively. All of these changes I don't really care about personally. Like, I'm not going to go through them one by one. You know they exist. You can check them out if you want. Overall, it looks like it's just going to be a couple of nerfs, a couple of buffs. That's weird. Why would they nerf her? She's dealing more damage? No, less damage in duo than she's dealing in squad. Huh. Maybe they just assume that Assault Rifle Aya is just not super relevant in squads because she's a single target. Which I kind of agree with. So that's kind of interesting. Sorry if it's a little bit cut off at the top. But yeah, like I guess it's kind of interesting. Less healing on Kathy, that's kind of cool. Yeah, anyways. that is pretty much it. Some changes on some items, more batteries in Avenue. Love that change. One less watch. That's probably okay. Honestly, way more batteries are getting taken out of Avenue than watches, so that's a good change. Also, one less snare in exchange for one more ribbon. You can no longer get multiple meteorites from collecting them with your teammates at the same time. Terminated players, blah, 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 blah. Fix the Lennox Q bug. Guys, this is like the fastest patch notes ever. This is like super quick. Wait, why is this in bug fixes? They added one more Oriental herb to Temple? Maybe they're supposed to be there and it wasn't. In any case, guys, that's actually it. Like, we kind of blazed through this. There's not a whole lot of substantial stuff to talk about. The biggest changes are going to be coming in the next patch when we do, I believe, get Barbara. I think it's Barbara. I'm not 100% sure. But, yeah, it's a small patch. Not a whole lot to talk about. So, actually, that's going to be it for me. Thanks all for stopping by. Yeah, that's going to be the end of this patch notes discussion.